this point. Let's call episode 2 for now.
Yeah, this is,
Last one was 1.1. We're at 2 now. This is our second.
we went up 0.9.
Yeah, some shit like that. Whatever.
Good.
Yeah, here we are. We got a new elephant. We got a plant moving up in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah,
Definitely,
bro.
definitely.
I like this elephant. Do y'all know anything about gods, Hindu gods? They have an
really.
elephant god.
A little bit. Very, very, very minimal.
They have an elephant god. His name is Ganesh. Pretty sure he's the god
I have
of.
it on my neck.
Oh,
I was about to say you got an elephant in your chain,
He's
right?
got Ganesh on his neck.
I got it on my neck.
He got the Ganesh neck.
Why do you have an elephant? Or
Oh, that's my dad's. That's actually his too. He passed away. He's a big elephant guy.
Oh, shit.
Pretty cool.
Okay.
Bro, hold up. I'm gonna look up the meaning of Ganesh right now, bro, because
I think that's what they believe in too. Like
I mean, yes, but there's many Hindu gods.
I heard that it's just like whatever you do to an elephant, they never forget it. So that's basically what my dad would believe in. So whatever you do to somebody, you're never gonna forget it. Everything you've been through, you're never gonna forget in eternity. Not just talking about life in eternity.
I mean, elephants are a weird creature, but they got a trunk. That's a weird thing to have.
Well, that's a protector. That's a point of protecting.
So apparently he was known as the Lord of the People, the chief of the chief of the Goblin host of Shiva.
Goblin host.
He's depicted as having an elephant head. He is usually pot-bellied and holding Indian sweets. He's said to represent carefree and a carefree, joyful state of surrender.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I didn't look at it like that.
He guides worshippers in their protection, blessings, good luck, and the triumph over their adversity and obstacles. So I could kind of see that. It's like you never forget the obstacles you went through to get to wherever you are.
100%.
The only thing I know about like the Hindu gods has to do with Mithra.
I don't elaborate.
Well, in Hinduism, there's a Mitra Varuna, and he has similar titles to Mithra in the Iranian context, which is the friend.
Right. And if you Sanskrit and I guess what would be the Hindu writing?
Vedic.
Yeah, Sanskrit and Vedic. They kind of come from not the same part of the world, but they share that. That Indo-Iranian.
Indo-European.
Yeah, the Indo-Iranian, technically, right? Because we're in the East now. We're not in Europe anymore, right?
Yeah.
Once we start talking about Iran and we start moving eastward from Iran into Pakistan and India.
And
So Indo-Iranian.
Yeah, and the whole difference between like the Iranian and the Hindu view is the Hindus they venerate the devas, which
The divas, yeah.
in the Iranian context it's like opposite. They worship the Ashuras, the Titans, and that's who Ahura Mazda is in Zoroastrianism. He's the Titan of wisdom. And then you can always do the parallel into Greek. They have the Olympians and the Titans.
Right.
It's kind of a
Same
similar
thing.
like pantheon thing going on. You have these older gods and these newer gods who overtake the older gods.
Right. Gods, demigods. That's demigods.
Olympians and
Definitely.
Titans, Devas and Ashuras. Same.
No matter where you go in life,
yeah.
like in this earth, like every continent, every like side has its own gods. Basically, like
Yeah.
people believe in like their own things. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, like there's only one of us are right. Only one of us technically are right.
I
but
feel like I don't feel like that at all. I feel like we all have a piece of a larger puzzle.
Yeah, for sure. And I think especially today, like if you want to have like a coherent understanding of that, you like have to look at all like the different traditions, what they believe in, and kind of like.
But like
put the
I was
puzzle
looking at
pieces
this
together.
TikTok the other day, and the guy was saying that in order to read the Quran, you have to learn whatever the language. What is the language?
Ooh,
Arabic.
but-
And he's like, why do you have to learn this language to? Why you have to learn Arabic to understand it?
To
Why is it
understand God.
to understand their God when another like in other Bibles you could read it in other languages?
Well, can I tell you something? You brought up a very interesting point there. People say that the purest worship to God and the purest form of God is music for that reason. Because music can be felt by anybody. You go into the fucking I go into the Spanish club, I don't understand shit. Boom, that
You feel
fucking
it.
bachata come on, nigga. What?
100%.
Like when you're like just like cruising around with your homies in the Beamer, bro, and that bass is blasting at the fucking 808s, you know, it's like you feel the energy, bro. It's different energies, you know. So
100%.
people say that the purest representation of God is through music, and through music without lyrics, technically, which is why classical music was
yeah,
so
yeah.
venerated, and jazz music is so special as well, because it's the playfulness of God, with jazz, and the classical music is like the elegance, the detail of God, you know. So it's
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you brought up a good point, but like also like it's still to the factor where you have to learn this language to understand their God. So it's basically like forcing you to learn this language to understand their God, and it's like you can't bow down unless you know their language. It's kind of like really like odd to me. Like it's not accepting of anybody else but their whoever was raised into that.
yeah, it's dogmatic,
Yeah.
like almost every other religion.
Yeah, like
is.
you can basically like you can basically pan out someone who's not from there, just by the way they can't speak that language.
Right.
And I see a lot of Americans, they tend to say they're Muslim or they're this, but in reality, like they're reading a Quran that's in English, that's translated, and that's not the real thing because you're not gonna wear whatever they like their clothes and their native. You can't wear that in America and get away with it because it's cold. They're like you know what I'm saying, like being genuinely honest. Like if you're living in the East Coast and you're not gonna. You could wear their type of clothes, yes, you could, but it's not gonna be like what they look like in their actual like environment. What is it, like the Midwest East or
Middle East, yeah.
Middle East. So like whatever they're at, like they're the way they're dressed, it fits their needs. Like the way they dress for their gods and everything. When you come to America, like you stick out no matter which way you want to dress.
Yeah, you'll stick out. Like
Yeah,
a chick wearing a burqa, like
Yeah, I'm saying you're gonna stick out. Like,
you're not gonna like, oh, what the fuck is that? But you're gonna like notice it. and be like,
Definitely,
oh.
definitely. Or if they're an immigrant, not an immigrant, but they came to America on a visa, whatever, however they came. But like, you have to learn the language. Like I'm saying, like, if you're gonna wear the clothes and you learn the language, you're gonna stick out. You're gonna stick out in America, and that's what I'm saying. It's like an unforgiving, like to me, it's like an unforgiving like culture. Like you have to look like them and talk like them to be them. You can't be like accepted
It's
into.
not open.
It's not
No,
open.
yeah, that's true. All like the white people, Americans I see that eventually go to Islam, they grow out the beard. They try looking like it, but it's
Yeah.
like, and especially if you don't read the Quran in the language or any religion, the people who actually do are gonna look at you as an outsider regardless, no matter what.
Yeah.
They're not ever gonna like fully
Well,
accept you.
Can I tell you something interesting that happened to me, right? So it's so fucking funny that we're talking about this because I have Hindu tats on my arm, like Hindu shit. Like I have a Om on my left wrist, right? So there's this Indian dude. There. So for those of you who don't know on the pod, I do audio engineering for my job right now. So we were doing something for a radio station here in New Jersey, 96.3. It's like the Spanish radio. Like they play like mad Spanish music. So like they were just DJing, doing like a little promotion on the stage, right? And this Indian guy comes up to the DJ. He's like, "Yo, can I see the mic?" DJ's like, "Sure." So like this Indian guy, bro, like just over like a doom dickum ding doom dickum ding, like a dimbal like ass beat.
Yeah.
He just starts going like Hari Krishna, like on stage in front of
shit.
everybody. He just starts yelling that shit like crazy loud, like yelling it. Like,
100%.
Hari Krishna, like he's going off, but he's going
The
to
Holy Spirit was in him.
he's going to the rhythms, and I think what it was is that like the dembao rhythm reminded him of like the Indian rhythms back
Yeah.
home, but not like people just thought he was screaming nonsense, but I was actually able to recognize the Hari Krishna. So then he gets off stage, right, and I'm like, you know, for my little Hindu research or whatever, I'm like Hari Krishna, G, like, and like he just like smiles hard as fuck. He's like, thank you. And he just like shakes my hand and gives me a fat ass hug. But that's an example of like Indians are very open with their religion. They say, hey, this is an open tradition. They're open to Westerners coming. They believe that, and I mean it's the most ancient form of spiritual practice, so it makes sense that they would believe this. But they believe that, you know, their spiritual practice is it's practiced by all human beings, whether they know it or not. They believe it not so much as a religion, but Hinduism is considered a spiritual science. So no matter what you look like, no matter who you are, if you demonstrate the fact that you understand that science, they have respect for you. So me even just going up to him while everybody else thought he was saying nonsense, and I say Hari Krishna to him, like seeing that on his face, like feeling the genuineness of the hug, it's like it's so interesting that you bring up Islam because that's like the complete opposite of Islam, and I guess in how warm and inviting it is to Westerners, and how it's been that way even since the '60s. You know, everybody wanted to go to India to go and learn the way.
Definitely, they're one of the smartest doctors in the world because they study the body, they read the body, they nurture it, and I respect them for that. Them and also Chinese people. I don't know their religion. I'm not into their like the Chinese religion. Well, let's call it the Asian religion. I'm not really into that.
Yeah.
But I know their religion as well is also very very strong.
Yeah, very holistic.
Yeah, it's holistic, and it doesn't include a lot of lyrics. It's a lot of beats, rhythms, and movements.
Yeah, and it's practices.
Yeah.
It's like there's text to explain the practices, but the importance is the practices. And I knew exactly what he was doing when he was up there acting like a fool
To other people,
to other people,
to outsiders.
to the outsiders, to himself, and to God he was worshiping. So I witnessed the beauty in that.
Definitely. I've witnessed that also with the growing culture in the Jewish Orthodox Jewish in the area in America, and their music. You can hear the music coming from a mile away. I hardly ever hear a Jewish person playing the music in the car when they have the windows down. They don't play the music.
Right.
I just hear the rhythm, and they're going to the rhythm. I know what they're going to. I don't know what they're saying. I just know the body language. They're happy.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's
right?
interesting, but I don't know the language. I don't know what they're saying or what they're doing, but I know for sure by off body language, my human like senses off body language, I can read that they're happy.
You know, and France had brought this up to me once. We were like out, we were at Johnny's Tequila's, and a fucking song came on. It was like the first time we met each other, and I like just started dancing to it. And he was like that. He was like that right there. And I was like, what? And I was like, that's essence. So like, what you're feeling off like the Jews is their essence.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, you feel their essence. They're at least at peace and okay with themselves spiritually. You know,
Definitely.
And obviously, we can talk about how they interact with I don't know, the common man, and you know, maybe there's
Goyim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say maybe there's room for growth with how they interact with Goyim, but maybe there's growth for all of us.
Did you guys ever think
Yeah,
about
for
like
sure.
how like let's say most religions, the way they go about each other and the way they celebrate is like mostly by rhythms and dancing. But when you come across like Christian and those type of like religions, those Latin ones, it's a lot of voice, a lot of vocal.
Yeah.
It's so opposite. It's
Choir-
polar opposite.
Choir and shit.
It's polar opposite to the other ones, and it's like, what is it? Why is this one different? Why is it sticking out? And like, and that's like specific religion. Like you could fit in. Like anybody could be anybody. Like you don't know who's who. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you can grow up as a kid and be like, my mom said I was Christian or I was Catholic, but you don't even know because that religion is like so vocal. It's such a vocal religion that you don't
like when you say vocal, you mean
like you go to church and they're yelling. Like they're yelling, like their song is on, they're going on, they're going ham. That's like I know if you've been to an African event, an African
church.
what's that called? What do you guys call that? Like a seminar or whatever.
Some Protestant church.
Yeah, like a session, like every Sunday, like a Sunday session.
Yeah.
They're talking. Then the song is going on. They're yelling. So is Spanish people. They're yelling in their language. We do the same thing. Whatever you say in English, we're doing it in Spanish. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
I can understand both languages.
Yeah.
And I know we are.
Yeah.
But anybody's anybody. You can have a black guy with a Spanish guy, mix it in with any other race, but you don't know that. And they don't even know if they understand it, but they're still they can hear the voice, so they're going off the voice. They comfort to the voice.
Yeah, there's comfort in the
And
feeling.
other religions don't have the voice, and they're comfort into that. Like how are they comfort into no voice, but just off body movement, and we're comfort into just voice, like voice back like every Sunday, voice and voice and voice.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, there's danger in the vocally driven religions, or I wouldn't even say vocally driven, but just religions that don't focus on action.
Definitely.
Because ecstasy, states of ecstasy, states of bliss, states of being one with God, you could say, are supposed to be experiential things. And I feel like lots of modern religion, like you said, they preach at you instead of you are in it and you're being left to feel it and interpret it for yourself.
Yeah, 100%. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like I feel like the difference in it is so much. There's so much difference between these religions, vocal religions versus non-vocal. Not saying like talking to someone. I'm just saying when you practice happiness. Like when I see them, they're happy. I see a Spanish person happy, a Catholic person happy. Say to be more like fair, like Spanish. Like not gonna say Spanish.
Sure,
That's just
I
like
get you.
that's automatically like
I know
like
what you mean.
discriminating them. But a Catholic or a Christian person happy, they're talking. The song is talking. You feel me? Like do you know there's a voice talking about it, and they're going along with the beat and the voice. When other religions, it's just the beat. It's just the beat, and you see them.
Mhm.
You're seeing them. You're seeing the body language. You can read body language talks more than like the voice.
Yeah,
It definitely does.
100%.
It definitely does.
100%. Shit, man.
It, to me, it's like more serious. Like other like
It's more pure. What
Yeah.
did you call it? The primordial sac that your cat has?
All cats, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, shit. Like feeling something in your gut is like primordial. Like it's
Yeah, it's undeniable.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like when you go out to the club, it feels different than when you listen to the same songs at your house.
100%.
You know?
Sometimes I don't even listen to songs with like voice. Just the beat. I'm good with the beat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with the beat. Like I'm good with the beat. Doing my thing. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Rhythms, beat, like things is going on. I'm okay with that.
You know what Terrence McKenna views language as? He views it as a tool for creation. So one's like language is only a tool for them to create. Like literally, like every word you spell is a spell type deal. Do you know what I mean by that? Like, fuck using language to communicate. Nah, like use language to like enchant and manipulate your own reality, whether it be something that's inanimate or whether you influencing something, you know, like or influencing somebody.
Yeah.
You know, using language as a tool.
Not to go too out there, but yeah, like a lot of people say that back like in the time of like Atlantis, that the form of communication was like mental, telepathic. Like there wasn't a need for words, spoken words.
I mean, an empty room speaks louder than the one that's loud. I've witnessed that. You can sit in ISS in school and you can no one's talking, but you can feel the energy.
You can catch like
You can feel the energy.
the
You know
vibe
what I'm
of
saying?
the
You can
room.
feel the energy,
Yeah.
like 100%.
Right.
And that's where you tell. Like I studied a lot of animals. I'm not saying like hardcore study them, but I've watched the way they communicate. I have, like I said, I have chickens, and I've seen the way they communicate. They say one thing. Like I know the one noise they make. I mean, I can kind of pick it up. You know what I mean? It's the same. To me, I can't break it down, analyze it. But I know to them, what I'm saying, it sounds just like I'm saying one thing over and over.
Yeah.
But it's just the voice, the frequency of their ears, and like who they are inside, like internally. How can they break that frequency down
They know how
and
to
make
behave.
communication?
They know when you get loud that you're mad.
Yeah, not even.
Or not even
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
but,
definitely,
like,
definitely.
That's the idea. Like,
That's the
you know,
idea that they're
like,
going for.
right.
But to break down their actual dialogue of what they want, I know that they're having ability to communicate in between each other. The chickens that I have,
Right.
I know they have the ability to do that, but they just don't know how. I don't know how to decode it. Basically,
I mean,
it's
bro,
like me
like
decoding it.
we're like working on that. Like people are figuring out how to like break that that paradox of communication between humans and different animals. Like people are like studying like dolphins or whales like sonically, like
Yeah.
the noise it makes them.
Definitely.
Bro, like I honestly, bro, I think like within like 20, 30, 50 years, we're gonna be able to communicate with animals, bro. Especially with the way technology is going, and
Definitely.
like
It's
literally, bro.
decoding.
Okay.
It's decoding.
So how does that make you feel about eating the cow?
Look,
The same way he would eat us if it was the only thing left on the field.
But the difference is it's not the only thing left on the field.
yeah.
Human beings can do all these things like supplement their diets with fucking.
A tree right there. Go eat the tree. Eat
Yeah.
a leaf.
So,
Man, that cow's tasty though, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
well, my question is though, like, if the cow is over here able to talk to you, like, bro, don't do me like this. Are you gonna still do it like that?
That would change. That would change the way us as humans look at other creatures now. Because now if we get a response that we can decode in other
That's
animals,
gonna be fucked, man.
that's when it changes our perspective of everything in life.
I have a question, double question though. when the pig is squealing before it enters the slaughterhouse, can you not decode that as a
That's
as
what
a,
I was
as a
thinking.
fear
We can
response?
already tell when like
You
they're
can
like,
already tell
You
Yeah.
could, but you didn't make you didn't make like your soul didn't make a commitment with his through communication that you guys understood prior to that.
Yeah.
So being calm in the room, and it was you and the pig, and like I said, the pig is in his place, and he was laying down, chilling, eating. You gave him food, cool. He didn't realize by he didn't communicate with you that way. That all right, we're cool, we're hanging out, let's exchange words. We don't have that communication. We don't get to learn people one on one, their feelings, anything.
All right, but still, here's another example. A hunter says you should never kill a deer that trusts a human.
Definitely never.
It's a bad omen.
Definitely.
And it's a bad omen for the same idea. It's like, if the deer trusts you, that's kind of him cosmically or karmically, that's kind of his soul saying, nigga, I'm cool with you and you're kind, right?
Definitely.
So you shouldn't take advantage of that. I swear to God, that's what hunters say.
Yeah.
They say, don't, like, if a deer approaches you, if a deer is kind to you and doesn't dart off automatically or freeze up, if it doesn't have a natural response, if it has a human response and it walks towards you, they tell you should spare the life of that deer.
100%.
So,
Like,
I mean, so like I said,
No, yeah, I'm honestly conflicted even thinking about it. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
like,
you can-
like,
you can say
I
the same
love,
thing.
bro, I love eating meat, no homo. But it's like, yeah, imagine if the cow could be like, bro, like chill, bro, like I fuck with you, like don't kill me and eat me, bro. Like we can live
Yeah, we
in
can-
peace
we can
or
do
some
this.
shit. Yeah, we could do this. So I mean that's like, man, that's
yeah,
fucked.
and I get where you're coming from, but if we thought about that in any type of aspect of animals, and we would not be eating nothing. We would be eating trees and whatever.
I'm saying
well,
though, when
but
the
is that not a good argument for veganism?
It is a good argument for veganism, but also my plants have a life.
Not a vegan, by the way.
But my plants, personally, I have a personal connection with them. So
I
it's-
was waiting for that point.
So it's different. Like, look at my tree. My tree is grown. I raised it from it was a baby, and I have my own connection with that tree.
I was waiting for that point. Why do humans value an animal life over a tree?
I don't.
Over the life of a
I
plant.
don't value that.
But some people do. I'm not saying you specifically.
Yeah.
I don't value that either. Like, when we were talking about how animals communicate with people, you know what's communicated with me more than any fucking animal / any fucking person? Nigga, mushrooms. DMT.
shit.
Fucking acid. Those are all psychedelics. Those are all fungi, plant-based things.
super intelligent.
And they're super fucking intelligent. A mushroom is the largest organism on the fucking planet, bar none. And that mushroom communicates with the entire ecosystem. Like all the trees, anything that's rooted in the same ground as the mushroom communicates with it, and it knows the state of its microbiome. So it knows how many nutrients are in a tree, and it knows what tree needs which nutrients, and then it divvies them out accordingly.
Yeah,
And this has been proven.
Yeah.
So that's a super intelligence.
Yeah, that whole ecosystem, like underground, in the soil, the roots, that shit's all like a communication network. And
You know what I mean? So, and then we eat the mushroom, and the mushroom gives us revelations. Is that not?
Definitely.
Is that not communication?
But yeah, I have a way of communicating with someone that's off DMT. So like, if you could take DMT as a drug, and I'm next to you, I can communicate with you. It's weird that I do it,
Bro,
but
we got to test this because
the theory's
I'm
right.
a DMT astronaut
The
right
D-
here.
the-
live
theory's right.
DMT episode.
That might have
the
to go
the,
down.
Oh,
the
shit.
theory's like
Leave in the comments if you
want
wanna see it.
Facts.
To me, it's proven fact because I had friends who took it, and I was next to them. I didn't take anything, and it's like they said they're talking to me, like they felt me.
Yeah, you're present.
They
Do
said
you,
they
ever, do you
felt-
ever feel like a contact high just being around?
not a contact guy. I just know that I'm in their feeling. Like I'm one with them. I'm one with them, and that's me being grounded to earth. Like I feel like I'm a grounded individual to earth. I'm not here to be in the sky. I'm not here to be in no airplane. Then I'm here to be on earth, and I like touching the ground. If I could wear, I don't wear shoes. I won't wear no shoes. I'll be chilling.
The fakir.
Oof.
Yeah.
Come on,
I'm here.
the fakir. The fakir is a way of. You've heard of yogis. You never heard of a yogi?
No.
A guru. You've
A
heard of
guru,
a guru?
guru, yeah.
Okay, so like a Hindu man who sits like this, and
Yeah,
you know he fucking
definitely.
smokes his joint and he fucking raises it to God every day, and then you have a priest who studies the word of the Bible every day, you know, and we have a yogic master who contorts his body in ways that shouldn't even be humanly
A
possible.
yogi or fakir?
A fakir.
Yeah.
But a fakir would be a practicer of yoga.
Yeah, a fakir would be like kind of working under a yogi.
Yeah, or a practicer of a physical yoga. I only say that to say you're the fakir. Your manipulation of the physical realm is like that, which is also why you like to be, what you say, grounded. This motherfucker has sold. Can I out you? It's
Yeah.
over now. This motherfucker has sold more drugs than anybody I fucking know, and he takes none of them.
Never did.
True businessman.
True businessman. And
I stopped selling them for a reason.
right.
Well, I'll tell you when I stopped selling them. Before you even get any further, I stopped selling them the day I went. Not the day I went, but the day I realized that drug, which is weed, wasn't marijuana. It wasn't like off the ground. When I seen them put the weed on top of a milk crate, like let's say they put 1,000 plants on top of a milk crate, they grew it inside of a place that never seen actual daylight. It didn't get the real organisms from the earth, and they put man-made chemicals to make the weed what it is now.
Some lab shit.
It was some lab shit, but everybody's smoking the weed. Like talking about this is the most organic thing ever. But when I seen that in my eyes, I felt the most disgusting thing ever. The guy's driving me back from wherever we come from, like the undisclosed area. We're coming back, and they're like, "Did you like the place? Did you like it?" I said, "Look, I just kept my mouth shut. I had to think about it. I had to process this thing in my mind for over a year. I even went to Cali to see it in my own eyes again. I went to Cali, and I'm like, all right, let me see it again one more time to make sure this is not real. It's fucking real. This is not a real. This drug that I'm selling is more dangerous than DMC, than selling mushrooms to people that I know that maybe mushrooms may not be the most ideal, beneficial thing to give to somebody, but
it's better than weed.
But it's better than these chemicals that are in weed. These chemicals that are in weed are very, very toxic. They're cancer proven, and most people overlook it because they see green. As soon as someone see green, things are organic. It's green. It's came from the earth. It came from God.
It's flour, bro.
It's not. It's not. This is something that's grown in a pot. This is like putting a wheat plant in a cup and giving it all these chemicals. And after that, after you chop the plant, you have to literally hang it, let it dry, and then water it down to take all the pesticides off. Do you understand that's not real? I felt disgusted on that. And I, like you said, I sold a lot of drugs in my life. Weed is my number one connoisseur. I sold plenty of weed to make myself live a comfortable life. I was a good drug dealer, if you want to put it that way. And I literally was disgusted on just the way it was grown.
Yeah, I don't know many drug dealers that don't smoke their own weed to a certain extent.
I mean, I couldn't.
But let's like so what you were just saying right now about like this lab manufactured plant. Let's put that same thing but to humans. Like, you guys know what CRISPR is?
Oh God, bro.
No, I'm not familiar with that.
It's like gene manipulation, genome engineering.
100%. That is genome.
No, yeah, they're doing that in China heavy more than anywhere else right now. I mean, I'm sure they're doing it
Some
everywhere.
people now.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, they've been doing that forever. Like
So,
Blue
like-
Eyes. Jay-Z has kids that have blue eyes. Remember, like who was
Oh,
that?
but bro, but in China they're doing it to where they can make them like tall, make IQ higher, that type of shit, you know. And what's gonna happen when like that becomes like the standard?
Bro, I hate to say it, bro, but I don't feel like that's gonna become the standard. I feel like
That's an option.
not even that. I feel like for us playing with fire like that, bro, like those people are unfortunately are gonna encounter genetic deficiencies.
Yeah,
and ailments and shit down the line.
100%.
There's no way that if your parents are 5'3" and have IQs of 95 to 100, that you should be 6'4" with an IQ of 133. Like, that's like, you know what I mean? Like,
But the thing is that that's possible, and we're working towards that.
I understand what you mean by that's possible, right? Here's another possibility, right? Somebody Nico size could take steroids,
Yeah.
and pack on 200 pounds of lean muscle.
Then it has this whole laundry list of side effects that can happen. That will happen.
So I'm viewing it as, genetically speaking, not everybody has the same body frame. Not everybody is meant to have 200 pounds of lean muscle. Not everybody's meant to be 6'3" with a 130 IQ. So when you put that in a body or in a brain or in a
genome when you
in a
that because
in a
that's
zygote.
where they start, like,
Right.
at the genome level.
So if you put it in a zygote, if you manipulate the zygote, you're essentially stunting the growth of the zygote itself.
That's the same way I felt about weed. They took one specific like seed, and they put this to make it that, and then they flushed it up, and they injected so much chemicals to make it this. And it's like you change the way it looks, the way it feels, the way it smokes, and most importantly, the way it's consumed. As a human operator of anything in life, once you change the way a man-made natural thing is on Earth, and you create it to mass produce more and make it better beyond what Earth gave it,
it always fucks you.
It's always gonna be a side effect to it, but you're gonna say you have the best.
Yeah,
But if you man-made and you change the way this looked, or this worked, this operated, this thing felt, to make it better than what God, or let's say, not say God, let's say the earth.
Yeah, God.
The earth, not
Say
say God.
God.
Let's
Say nature, sure.
yeah, the nature is
word
proven. The way the nature is proven to build this atmosphere, it's automatically gonna be against the grain of the rotation of Earth.
I agree with all that, but like what I'm saying is, I think that is like something that's gonna happen like within our lifetimes.
Well, yeah, I'm
that we're
just
gonna see
saying-
it.
I'm
I
just
don't know,
saying,
but I also I do
know,
agree that, yeah, like
Like they're gonna get the.
it's like
laundry list of
steroids.
side
Yeah,
effects.
you're gonna see the benefits. Oh, you're gonna shoot up and whatever, but later on you're gonna see all these side effects that fuck you at the end of the day.
Like, bro, what if they become sterile? What if when they try to have a baby, half of the baby is 6'3", the other half is
Yeah,
5'4"?
like they
like
they might live this superhuman life up until like fucking 34, and then they fucking just
Definitely, definitely.
dissolve
I mean, if
into
you have an
fucking some
IQ of 130, like you're saying, at the age of 6. I mean, at the age of 6, I know we could all zone back into that age.
Yeah, we were all stupid.
We weren't
I wasn't.
stupid.
We just weren't any. We were
weren't
just like
stupid. We just didn't have the IQ to connect everything in life together. So we knew what we were supposed to do because we were told what to do, but we didn't know how to do it ourselves without overlooking it or overpower.
Right.
And that comes and also into religion and everything, in schooling, and how you structure a kid to learn that type of stuff. That's why schooling is there, but I'm against it because of the way it took like the
formal schooling
form
education
of
we have today
everybody.
is
Yeah,
like
it
it's
ventilated everybody to be totally different than what it was meant to be there for. Like naturally they converted to something totally different, and it's not supposed to be that.
Yeah.
Else in life, if you're gonna change the way we learn or the way we eat, the way we grow, the way we do anything, ability to communicate with each other, it's gonna fuck us up.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna see some crazy shit, bro. Within our lifetimes, we're gonna see some crazy like genetic alteration, genetic engineering things like become like mainstream because they're working on it right now behind the scenes. In every
Everybody
country,
is.
every super
Everybody
country is doing it.
Everybody is. Everybody
So,
is.
I'm saying it because I always look at this kind of stuff like online and stuff, and it's real, and it's gonna get developed within our lifetime. We're gonna see it. We're gonna see fucking kids,
But they've been doing it for so many years.
Yo, that's all good with me, bro. Wait until my junk DNA turn on. I start shooting fucking flames out of my hands.
Like,
Does anybody know what I'm talking about? The
Nah.
junk DNA, bro.
nah.
Wait
all
till
I
my
know
junk
is that,
DNA
like,
turn on, nigga.
They've
Great
been
awakening.
switching. They've been switching like genetics over for
For millennia, I know.
many of years. Dogs are not even real
I know.
animals.
The Nazis were the first, were like
Eugenics.
the beginning of that on human beings, like going really deep into it.
I mean, bro, go even deeper. Like the whole like Sumerian creation myth is like these Anunnaki came down and manipulated
us, yeah.
the genome of the hominids at the time, man. They got to this modern, because they always say, oh, like the missing link. Where's the missing link? Where's the missing link between Neanderthal or whatever and then modern human, modern man?
Right.
All right, so let's zoom back out to like where we are now in life and where people were in the 80s. And when you think about the 80s, most people thought about time traveling. What could be in the future, or what could be this? And they didn't think about distance. How far can you go somewhere? And they didn't think that could be a form of time traveling. Because if you walk the same distance that you drove, your brain concept is different now. Now we think differently as a human being because we could drive there. Back then you couldn't drive. You couldn't take a plane or drive. Let's not say the 80s, say the 1800s.
Yeah.
Say 1800s. Zoom it back down a little bit more. Their process of elimination of thinking of how they're gonna get to this place they took that perspective totally different compared to the way we did. And that means whatever they did back then and we changed that coming up, we still made a change. That's a form of time traveling. No matter how you put it, if you can go to ShopRite quicker than you can walk to it back in 1800s by an hour of walking, that's time traveling. But you can make that trip quicker than you did before.
Rebuttals? Anybody? Any ideas?
I mean, I don't know about that being
That's a form.
I mean, it's transportation.
I mean, look, I'll go farther as to say, quantumly speaking. I say quantum in quotation marks because I don't really believe in space.
We'll go back there.
Yeah, we'll touch on that one later. I don't really believe in space, but sure. They say if two men get on a rocket and somebody orbits the Earth, and then somebody else goes to fucking Andromeda and comes back, the person who orbited the Earth will be dead, and then the person who went to Andromeda will only be like 10 years older.
But you wouldn't believe that anyways because you don't believe in space.
You're right. But I'm just saying, if you wanted to look at the connection between distance traveled and time travel, it is there. There is a connection to be made that has been made by physicists.
Definitely. Definitely.
About, like, you know, how space-time, and, you know, it's so funny, right? When we say things like space-time is a form of measure. It's a form of, like, measure. So, like, you know how we say, okay, that's a mile away, and a mile is 5,283 feet, right?
Nice.
So when you're speaking in space-time, you say that's a light year away. So we're not even talking about miles. We're talking about it will take light a year to get there. So then, based off the fact that it'll take light a year to get there, if somebody could move at 99% the speed of light, right? Because nobody can actually move at the speed of the light without entering a etheric body, right? That's the word.
I guess, yeah.
Nobody can travel the speed of light without being a spirit. So if you were to have somebody go 99.9% the speed of light, they would essentially be time traveling compared to somebody who's stuck moving at the speed of man.
Yeah, you can say the same thing. You can say that, but same thing like you said, get the message across by traveling. So if back in the days and you wanted to send a message to somebody who was, say, 2,000 miles away, you will have to either go there, send a message, come back and relay the message.
Right.
How long does that take walking? 2,000 miles. It's going to take
years.
Let's say years.
Months.
Now you think about it, you could do it in 24 hours. You could drive down to Florida in 1,000 miles and drive back up. You come back in what? 4 days.
Nigga, you can get on your phone
But I'm just saying, I'm just using a car representation. You could get that. You can get that message across. It'll take you 2 days.
Yeah.
Or you can go on a plane. It'll take you a day.
Right.
Back and forth.
Right.
How do you want to? Now it's
saying,
to the point where it's so quick where you can just.
You're saying to the 1800s people, this right here would be time travel.
This is time travel.
This
is
right
time
here
traveling.
would be
But we evolved. We not time traveling, but we evolved a way to send messages. A time capsule back then was only set for how long? I mean, I'm not really familiar with them, but this
depends on the time capsule.
Yeah, time capsule. Yeah. But now theoretically speaking, like, bro, like, we're setting time capsules all day. Like, we have, like,
Twitter is a time capsule.
What's faster than this? Like, us blinking and me talking to Bruce, like, yo, I'm thinking about Bruce, communicate with him. Like, what's faster than that? Than me using my fingers and actually going and calling this person or texting this person. What can possibly be faster in my eyes?
He's saying the only thing faster is using that etheric body.
Exactly, in my opinion.
Get it.
There's nothing way faster than that.
He said we're in the end times. See, okay, this is interesting.
That's where Apple comes into play. Apple comes into play because they're into that. Whatever you're talking about, they're into that type of stuff. All these new updates make it faster. You got favorites. You got recently text. You got people that you think you're gonna talk. Suggested people. That all forms into that formation.
You got a text that says maybe this guy.
Maybe this guy. How does it know what you're thinking? How does it know what you think in the future? What iOS and everything, what they're doing and implementing is the future. They're trying to make our communication. They're literally making money off of us. We're literally funding them to get our communication faster. So we're funding Apple by buying these phones off them, providing their services and keeping the servers up, and so they can make our communications fucking faster, bro. Like we're literally, you can make a YouTube video right now and upload in 30 minutes. Back then you had to fucking go through many engineers, people, producers, music crew, editors.
Right.
Put them on a big ass CD record.
Right.
A
A
gigabyte
big
was
ass-
huge.
So like it's like the main driving force of all of that like innovation is technology, right?
It's technology.
So
100%.
so it's like how far can we as a species
It's scary.
how far can we use this technology to the point like or how can we use it to the point where like we can use technology to our benefit before it kind of like ruins like
neutralizes
the
us?
fabric of like what we are, like technology versus nature, I guess is what I'm going for. Like we have like a natural progression, I guess, and then we have this kind of like this thing technology that's like
What if I told you nature is technology?
I mean that's kind of like what like
Where you're going.
not where I was going, but yeah, that's kind of like a question that comes up naturally, right? So it's like I think like that fine line is something we're gonna see in our lifetime. Like we're gonna have to not even
We're
us.
gonna have to walk the fine line.
We're gonna see how it plays out, you know, just with AI.
But I'm
like
saying,
today.
like, you think about the iOS and how much they update it and they implement new little things that people don't even realize. Like back then, if you wanted to play chess, when I wanted to play chess with Bruce,
Yeah,
and
it was only this.
it was only this, or we will play like through an app. We can only use Android. Apple. We'll go through an app that we have to get to play it. Now it's to the point where I can text this guy. I can literally put chess. He plays it. I play it back. You know what kind of life that is. Like we would have never thought of that back then. As a humankind, we wouldn't think of that type of stuff. We wouldn't think of that.
So you guys know what like Neuralink is?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say before we even get to Neuralink, before we even get there, do you know why? Alright, so have you guys like heard about like conspiracy theorists like talk about 5G and how it's like destructive to the body and all that other shit?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
it's supposed to go like fuck with our DNA and shit.
So this is why. This is literally why, and I found out why, and it's crazy because how every Wi-Fi router, you know, it was like just placed in your house, and you have your Ethernet cable, right? And that's your FireWire or whatever, and then it's sending those your Wi-Fi frequencies, right? And it's taking the internet, whatever. You get it. So now with 5G, it's completely wireless, and for example, if you have a modem here, like in your house, and like your homie has like a modem down the street, the 5G, like literally the gamma is meant to like connect every piece of like conductive material, i.e. human beings, right? Because we talked about how human beings exist on a mental level. We talked about how, you know, you could feel the energy of a room. So what it's doing is it's sending these frequencies to where now all of the modems, all the 5G modems in that town will be linked up wirelessly. So they're using our like bodies, and they're using our phones, and they're using our electronics
as like another modem on
as a pass through, as a wire, as like a, you know what I'm saying? So we're already doing it. Every time so like if your neighbor has 5G and then this motherfucker has 5G but you don't, it doesn't matter. It's still going through your 4G system. It's still going through your laptop whenever you connect to Wi-Fi. It's still going through your phone when it's in your hand. You know what I mean? And it's like it's using that to make its own signal stronger so it can reach farther.
Bro, that's how Starlink works. The thing Elon Musk like is working with. That's exactly how it works. Like let's say like how you were saying modems. Like you have a Tesla, your neighbor has a Tesla. If you both have Starlink, the fact that he also has Starlink makes your Starlink the connection stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's how T-Mobile started. T-Mobile's connection was like very sucky. Like maybe back then, you couldn't like a flip phone. You couldn't go to the mountains. You know, like certain places you'll go to the country and you'd be like, I couldn't get a signal.
That's on.
Now it's like to the point where it's so connected. Like everything's connected, base to base to base, and they're literally using us as they're using our money to fund the connection, and we're basically paying forward to this connection.
I'm not even gonna say not beyond them using our money to fund the connection. They're using our bodies and our personal technology to literally make the connection stronger.
100%.
So it's like we're already getting played. We're already Neuralinked in. You don't go anywhere without this. Nobody does anymore.
Yeah, it's like you can almost say we're already like cyborgs,
We're already- we're-
just because of this thing, because of
we're
how
already-
close we have it to us
Literally,
on
like
a daily
the
basis.
safest place to be in this world is in a jail cell. It
jail
doesn't have
cell.
no technology. It's brick walls. You're the one with the floor. You don't have electronic. You don't have anything. You are you. There's hardly any Wi-Fi in that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you're a grown man, I don't care what you guys say. Anybody in life, they're more scared to sleep in an empty room with nothing in it than something that will comfort them.
That's very true.
That's very true.
That's very true.
You would not go to sleep if you go to sleep in a tent in the middle of the woods with no phone, scratch the phone, no internet. You don't even see a street light, a car, nothing. You're gonna be more scared shitless than someone who got this thing right here, Wi-Fi, inside of a wall. That's more dangerous. And there's a bomb coming down hitting the top of your fucking crib.
Literally. No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're more scared. You're more scared of not being communicated. You want to be heard. You want to be felt. You want someone else to feel your connection. Through Instagram, through sending a little story. That's why you have stories on Instagram, so people know that you're live, you're active, you're here.
Yes.
Bruce is feeling something,
Yes.
so he wants to see if we feeling it. That's why they have this thing where you can view how many views you get on your story, so you can see
How many people feeling me?
how many people are feeling you.
It's oh man, and that's such a human thing.
That's such a human thing.
We over here sometimes we blame it on technology, and
But it's us.
But it's us. It's everybody. Like we all, like you said, we all want to be heard. We all want to be accepted. Even back in the tribal times, that's why, like, you know how like when you have like the weird kid in class and everybody's like, yo, that fucking kid is weird, bro, and nobody wants to fuck with him. That's a survival mechanism, because that weird motherfucker back in the day was plotting. You know what I mean? He was a regular in his head, bro. You know, so niggas would always be watching him, because is he gonna steal the fucking bread from the village? Is he gonna do this?
He gonna survive.
Why isn't he communicating? Why isn't he doing this? Why isn't he doing that? You know what I mean? So that there's a primordial urge to be heard and to be felt, because in history and still today it means death. It means death, because imagine Mark didn't have any of us.
It's different.
He'd be dead. He'd be a dead man.
It's communication.
Communication. We're here. That's why there's always power in numbers, power and strength in numbers. You know?
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like, us as human beings, we took it to so far of a level that our communications are sent faster than it was ever in life.
So is telepathy the only thing left?
What do you mean?
It's like there's definitely, I mean, because like this is what it is. It's gonna take like the general public to like look at this kind of stuff, because the governments spend money on this research, so it's not like just a joke. It's like that's like a real,
There's a leader in everything in life.
that's a real like faculty that's there for humans.
There's a leader in everything in life.
But for whatever reason, it's
And
been
any animal.
snuffed out over time. For whatever reason, we don't have it the same way we might have had it, God knows when in the past.
100%.
But it's a real thing. Like there definitely is this psi component, and like I said, it's it's not bullshit, because every major government in the world is spending millions and millions a year on researching it and developing. Just I guess just going into it and learning about it.
The goal in life, and anywhere in life, is to communicate religiously, mentally, physically, spiritually, however you want to put it, however you want to put communication. We want to make sure that the next person, the next animal, the next pet, the next anything we could think of is feeling this. Insect, it is feeling us. If we can communicate, if we can have an Instagram and our followers will be a worm, we'll fucking have the worm.
Can I connect your 2 points?
Go.
Why do you know why everybody wants to communicate? You know why that is?
Security.
Sure, security, peace.
No one wants to be alone.
Sure, you can look at it like that, but not even always peace, right? Because sometimes you need to communicate in a heart of war. So communication provides clarity. You should see where I'm going
Yes.
with this.
Relationships. Clarity.
Relationships, like you said, religious relationships with God,
Human.
relationships with each other, and relationships with yourself. They all require clarity and communication. You must know how to speak to yourself, but you all like in your head, right? If you have a negative self-talk, self-destructive. If you talk to other people like they're below you all the time, you get ostracized. If you speak to God in a way that's demeaning, watch you get smited down. Communication provides clarity, and what that clarity is, as Gurdjieff would say, what that clarity is making all eyes single, making thine eye one, making your vision clear. Community provides clarity, and that clarity is the only way that one can grow. One must assess a problem, then one must deliberate about the solution to said problem. Communication.
Definitely. You're true, because you're 100% true. We sometimes, us as humans, we could doubt ourselves in the greatest of moments, and I've witnessed it. You could be the greatest in the moment, and you doubting it. Your biggest doubt is the world's greatest invention. It's proven fact, and a lot of people that are created genius and stuff, like the guy who created, like, what was his name? Edison, Thomas Edison.
Tesla.
No, who created the light, the electricity, a light bulb.
Technically a black guy. By the name of Alexander Graham Bell.
Yes,
Hey,
but the
tell
guy
him.
who like theoretically
The guy who gets credit for it.
credit for it.
Edison.
Thomas Edison. Let's say he created the light bulb, but think about the failures that came along. That him inside of his brain thinking like, I fucked up. This is never gonna work, and how long this came after his death. And the next communication will be called after death. We can communicate with the people that are dead, and we can tell them whatever they've done in this lifetime, what it created in the future.
So basically, we can tie this back in the religious conversation that we were having earlier about the difference between, as you called it, vocal religions and rhythmic ones. As me and Francisco would put it, we would call it pagan religions and dogmatic, or what's another word? Dogmatic or communal, not even communal religions. What would you call that? Like a
I mean,
corporatized religion?
it's like traditionalism in a way versus. I don't want to say
like,
liberalism, but
No, I wouldn't even call it that. It's
because the dogma would be the tradition.
the dogma would be the tradition. The dogma would be the tradition, but also paganism is more traditionally driven than any Abrahamic or modern religion that we have now. But my whole point is, the pagan religion versus institutionalized religion. That's the word I was looking for. Fucking in pagan religions, it's how do we get here? I'm sorry. Were we talking about something before this?
I want
Talking
to.
about communicating with the
I want to explore too.
Oh, communicating after death. I'm sorry. That's the difference between pagan religion and institutionalized religion. Institutionalized religion makes you say, oh, I have to go through somebody. I have to go to the Pope. I have to say my confession, or I have to go through a medium, or I have to find somebody who's clairvoyant.
You gotta go through a middleman.
Right, but all the pagan religions say, nigga, your ancestors, they're in your DNA. Look deeper in yourself. You will communicate with those people that came before you. I've had past life regressions.
Oh shit.
I didn't even believe in them before, till I had a crazy one, bro. A fucking crazy one, bro. I was just sitting smoking, and it's funny, because like part of my code, like part of my spirit animals and shit, is like a buffalo, and it's smoking to remember the old ways. So it's funny that I had my past life regression while I was smoking. But I say all that to say, you can communicate with people after death, and you can communicate with God. And the thing that has separated us from that is the idea that we think that we need somebody else to communicate on our behalf.
And that's where like the institutional religion kind of
Exactly.
took over.
That's why me as a person, I don't associate that type of stuff, that lifestyle.
Mhm.
I'm not looking for someone else to tell me, you got to go through me to feel this out, or you got to do this. I'm gonna go search for that feel. I'm trying to feel it. When I talk about feel, I'm grabbing it. I'm looking at it, or I'm spiritually feeling it. I don't need you to tell me I can feel this. Why do I need that? I don't need to go around. I want to see what it is. I want to see what it is. That's why when I see Instagram stories and I say this guy saying he's happy, I don't want to see that. I want to go in person and see if you happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
want to go in.
I want to see you pull up in the McLaren
Exactly.
and you picking me up in the McLaren.
You know what I'm saying? I want to
and
see
we,
if
like,
you're happy. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? If you're telling me you're happy through this, if you got Instagram telling me that Bruce is happy, I'm looking through that motherfucker. You can scroll through his whole page and look this way, look that way, make a phone call to somebody who's near him. I
Still
want
won't
to
know
see
if that
it
nigga's
personally, my
happy.
nigga.
Yeah.
Like I want to go there in person and be like, Bruce, what's going on with you?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a
100%.
I'm a person of feel, touch, and see.
This
And I'm,
this even more on his fakir.
you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a person of that. If
Come
I could walk down the beach.
That's crazy.
I could walk down the beach and literally see somebody interact with them and know they're happy just by the way I'm looking at them. Because the way I can see them, they didn't have to put on Instagram that they're sad. I'm looking right through them. They're chilling.
Right.
They're chilling. They're chilling. They're vibing people. Instagram, Facebook, anything you can send a happy letter through the mail and it comes for Christmas saying that Happy New Year's. I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a person of see, bro. Don't come in that communication bullshit on your story like this. I don't want to do that, bro. I want to see it, bro. If you want to communicate, we got this address. Pull up to the address. We can see it. I want to see it. I don't want to hear your flamboyant, your bullshit, and that little bullshit talking about religion, they'll throw religious things in the sky and profitable things on Instagram.
Oh my god, I hate it. Seeing like the dumbass hood bitch like post a fucking Bible quote that she knows nothing about.
Yeah, and she's out there opening her pussy for sin of God.
Come
out there
on.
like a scissor with no hinges. You know what I'm saying? Like talking about she's happy and praise the Lord for plants. Fuck that shit. I'm better off as a person to know that that's bullshit. The bullshit, and I know me, myself, and I seen the happiest person commit suicide. But you wasn't that happy then. Shit, let me tell you that. You wasn't that happy if you committed suicide. What you happy to see God at that point? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? As a person, me speaking in life, like if I want to see it, I'm a feel, touch, see, scent guy. I'm not that type. I'm not that type of guy that's looking through a microscope. I'm not that guy. I don't know if any of you guys are different. If you guys can see, can you trust somebody off a story?
No, yeah, it's
No,
you know,
but we are different. But we'll get to that.
no, yeah, I mean, just like what you were saying, it's like pulling back the curtain, seeing what's really behind the facade.
100%.
When I say we are different, and the word I keep saying is fakir.
Yeah.
And it's somebody who finds enlightenment through his physical senses.
Yeah, through the physical.
And then I'm over here, I find enlightenment through my imagination, which is why me and you were complete opposites, and you know this. Complete opposites.
Complete opposite. Bruce, I would have never thought I would have never thought I would be friends with this guy. I basically before you even start that, the way I met Bruce was 3 times. I had to feel this man out 3 times. No
Trinity,
homo.
the Trinity.
No homo.
The Trinity.
First time I met this guy, he's drawing drugs for me, and I seen the smile on his face, and I already knew the smile wasn't mostly the weed, it was my energy, just the way I was presenting it. So I'm like, you know what? I can give this weed away to him for free. The money doesn't count, but I want to see if he's really happy. I told him do a 360 with some bullshit, do a bullshit trick on a skateboard in the middle of the street. He busted his ass and laughed so hard that I was willing to give him that. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I didn't have to see his Instagram. I didn't have to see his skateboard. I just seen that face, and I knew that man right there was happy. And that changed everything. Like, that was like, yo, that was it. That's a person that's genuinely happy in himself. He could smile through himself. He didn't need an Instagram. He didn't need phone. He didn't need approval from anybody else to be happy. He busted that. He made a failure and was happy. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. That shit, to me, that was amazing. That was amazing. And that was my first time meeting Bruce as a person and everything. I didn't know him prior. I just knew his name. I didn't know his Instagram. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know no background. And that's what I met off of that guy right there. And that's cool. That's my first time. That's the only time I'm gonna say I meet him. The 2 other times was totally irrelevant, but that one was the one that confirmed it. But it was me seeing him hands on. Like I said, I was feeling it
Happy.
mentally.
The energy.
His energy, everything. I felt that.
And it's crazy because now, like, I consider you one of my best friends now.
100%.
And bro, I didn't, like you said, we didn't know each other from a can of paint, and that's crazy because I didn't even know you felt all that off my energy.
Bro,
and like you said, I was just being myself,
Definitely.
just enjoying it. So
Enjoying it.
that's crazy. But yeah, we're 2 complete opposites. I'm very imagination driven, very ideal driven. I have crazy ass ideas that shouldn't work out. He's very practical. That's precisely why I love hanging out with him because she chose me to see shit from that business perspective. He chose me to see shit from that like, bro, it doesn't matter what's out here. It doesn't matter all the reasons all the time. Sometimes you just need to get to it. And I'm a very philosophize. Oh, is this the best way? Oh, my feelings. Me and him are talking about our old friend. I don't have the heart to give up on anybody, but it's completely impractical for me. It fucked me over physically speaking.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? But that's our two different relationships. I don't even know. I guess I'd be a fourth way.
I looked at him as a brute. So as a brute, he's basically like I give him. He got the he'll piece. He's the type of person that can connect. That can connect two different lifestyles. He's the median, and I you know what that lifestyle right there that he got. I seen him as a median. I don't even have his Instagram. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have your Instagram. I hardly have your number saved in my phone. But you're a median. Like your median presence is different. I know you're probably in the median of so many different friend groups as a lifestyle. And you have so many friends because you're a median, and it's amazing because you can communicate with multiple people, different ethnicities, different people, different vibes, different cultures, different band groups. You can hang out with a car guy and be with another guy who's do whatever he want to do in the club, and you can communicate with that. I know you could.
Yeah, I think Bruce has even seen that with the kind of people I bring around and
Definitely.
try to stay
I
with.
was just about to say. We have crazy friends, bro. This nigga brought around a nigga with face ties, bro. I was like, oh, God, France. I was like, what are you doing, my nigga? What are you doing?
He's a median guy.
Right, and I don't understand.
My aspect of him, he's the guy that could bring the entertainment to the doorway. He's that type of guy. He knows how to comfort everybody besides who they are, and that's someone different. I seen that off this guy from the beginning. When I seen Frank, I was like, automatically, he could look through anything. He could look through anything.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a microscope. He has the scope.
Yeah.
This is the scope. I seen it. He's looking through this. He's looking through the shit. He can see the shit. He can connect people. He probably seen me and said, "Oh, I can figure out someone he can connect to. Someone else he can connect with." You probably thinking that, right?
Yeah, I mean, like it's like what you said, like the comfort thing. Like it's so easy to just you could comfort someone just by like kind of just understanding them.
Definitely.
Like
Definitely.
and like you were saying earlier, like you can't fake that. You can't like lie about it. It's like and that person that you understand, they see it and they're, okay, this guy's actually like he's actually like listening. And
He knows his boy Randon or not Randon.
Which one?
The other
Face
one.
stats?
Yes.
Justin.
His boy Justin, bro. I met him twice, right?
Yeah, I think twice.
Yeah. The first time I met him, I didn't really fuck with him like that, and I was like, "Yo, why the fuck?"
But the median's there.
Yeah,
The median's
wait,
there.
that's
And
what I
he
was gonna
probably
say.
fuck with you
I
either.
was like, yo, why the fuck would he bring somebody like this around me?
Definitely.
But he already understood. He kept telling me like, yo, you and Justin are gonna be like cool. Like I promise you guys are gonna be cool.
the median.
And I didn't believe him. I swear to God, I did not believe you. And then we all hung out, we're all boxing. I'm like, yo, this guy's a shithead, but he's so cool.
Yeah.
You were right. Like you were totally right.
He's
the median.
He's a median. And that's what I'm saying. Like me personally, I'm a square bob. I'm thinking about numbers. I'm thinking about numbers squared. Looking here, looking there. What's practical? What's not practical? And if it's true or not. Fake, false or true.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Bottom line, that's what I'm gonna look at. Either the bottle's rolling or staying up flat. You cannot tell me a lie. I can tell by the way it look.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This guy right here, he can flip a table sideways. He can make a square table round. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah.
I hear
You know
you.
what I'm saying? He can fit a fucking flower pot inside a cup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's just different. That's a different breed. And I noticed that in people. I can read people's energies, and it doesn't matter that he doesn't. Let's say we're not millionaires or we're not productive in, let's say, real estate or in wealth in or the property, or like let's say we're not invested into media.
Yeah.
But us ourselves, he's still an asset to himself. So that makes it more powerful of him being himself and being an asset. Me as well. I'm an asset of myself.
Right.
You're an asset of yourself as well.
Right.
So it's
And
different.
That's
you know
why
you're productive.
That's why there's so much power right here, man. Like
You could be productive in more different ways than just money, social media, and gaining an audience. There's more to power than that. There's more to power. Wealth is not just built off of money. Wealth is not just built off of off of having this social media group behind you. It's more than that.
Right. It's quality.
It's quality.
And yeah.
It's quality. There's a basketball player. I don't really know his name. I failed to pick up his name, but if you ever come across my page or the forefront, like we're nearing the end, as you can tell, we're almost way past an hour. We're near the end, and this one guy, he's an NBA player, and he was playing for the NBA. And he decided he don't want to play for the NBA anymore. It's fake. He's gonna go overseas and play for this team that's cheaper, and he's gonna go from eating fast food every day, like in America you do fast food, whatever, to going and buying his own farm. His own farm and becoming a overseas player, making less money, but more with himself.
Come on, bro.
So he traded like worldly prestige for what he actually valued inside.
He traded money and social media
Right.
for himself,
For freedom.
for freedom of himself.
Come on.
And that made him wealthy.
And that is real power.
That's power. But
That's
what
real
I'm saying.
power.
When most people think about the money and what the wealth is giving you, because you're not getting that money, the NBA and everything.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get that.
You're not getting anywhere else.
You're not gonna get it anywhere else. But that money's coming from the wealth. If you're making $295 million in a 6-year contract, 5-year contract, 4-year contract, that's coming from an audience.
Right.
And it's also coming from the wealthy guy that put the audience in there.
Come on,
You know what I'm
dude.
saying? The median of that is what? It's social media, is the stadium, and it's the merchandise.
Right.
And the tickets to get it. It falls in-
There's all this infrastructure around it, and you still have to box yourself at least
that.
into the infrastructure.
Exactly. So
that's
this guy
supporting it.
this guy taking himself out of there and making his own farm, making his own food, and he literally put on the podcast and said, "This is where I'm gonna stand, and this is my family. This is how we're gonna eat. This is how we're gonna train. This is where we're gonna go. The money might be less, but we're one with ourselves."
Right.
That changed him. That changes a man.
Yeah.
Changes a man. That changes a man automatically.
And that takes, like you were saying, that takes like quality of being to like recognize like, okay,
Definitely.
what do I really want? Like, yeah, there's like all this treasure here, but over here, this is like what I know will actually give me feel whole inside and make
Right.
it like be able to like
100%.
be happy with myself.
100%. How many like people want to be themselves but can't because social media took them over?
Damn.
You
Damn.
know?
Yeah, so many.
I think that's the mass majority,
That's
bro.
what this mass
Yeah.
majority.
That's you know.
I failed to post on my story. I can say I go 3-4 days without even
Come on. Bro,
posting
I
a
don't even
story.
remember the last time I posted a story.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and me personally, I'm not looking for no one's comfortability in what I do. If I want to post my farm, and I drive a nice ass BMW, and I got a nice little fucking crib in the cut, and I got this, and I dress this way. If I want to look country in my backyard, motherfucker, I want to look country in my backyard. I don't give a fuck what you got to say about it.
Hell yeah.
And that goes spiritually, mentally, your religion, how the fuck you want to take it. I don't care what it is. Personally, bro, I'm gonna build a motherfucking chicken farm in my backyard, and if I feel like I gotta do it in the city, I'm gonna do it in the city, and that's what I did.
I like it.
End of the story right there.
Powerful.
All right, so we'll cap it there. It's 11:11 p.m.
Oof, perfect.
Phew, what a crazy place to cap it.
What was last time? 11:23. Some shit like 1-1-2-3.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It was. Wow, man. Double in the Angel numbers on the first two pods. This
Yo.
is special, man.
Definitely, and like I said, everybody, you can read.
He
You
said
don't have
we
to
could
read. You
read.
don't have to read a page, but you can read.
Come on, G.
You can read.
Come on.
Sight precedes the eyes.
Wow. I like that. Cutting it there.